Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I'm trying to do something in a sec. How is everybody doing today? Just dropping my link if anybody would like to come up and speak. Please feel free. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, and definitely leave a comment. I love y'all comments. Some of them are some real powerful comments, and I definitely do appreciate it. So today, I wanted to talk about rational bullying, social bullying, so-called mean girls. So let's have the conversation. I had a video that I wanted to play, and then we'll get into the discussion. Let me see. This is a video that I seen on the news. Well, I actually seen a couple of more YouTubers share it too, but I wanted to play this clip, and it was very interesting. So this is the first one I want to share. Uh,
Break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But in the world of girls, words can break your heart. My name is Susan Fee. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I specialize in girls' health and wellness. The stuff we used to call just between girls actually has a name. It's called relational aggression, and it can be thought of as female bullying. Now, when you think of bullying, you may think of hitting and teasing, pushing, name-calling, but relational aggression is far more subtle. The definition is the manipulation of relationships with the intent of harming or hurting others. And it's real for girls. It causes real pain and real disruption in their lives. To understand the depth of it, let's look at the differences between ways boys and girls communicate. Girls use communication to connect, to validate themselves, to validate others. You may notice they're always talking, and it's very important to girls to have at least one best friend. For boys, they use communication to establish hierarchy and status. So therefore, the way they bully is far different. For girls, again, if communication is the way we connect and show our importance to one another, then the way to hurt one another is to pull away that connection, to stop talking, to stop communicating. So the basis of relational aggression is exclusion. And there are a number of ways that girls do this. Number one way is to stop talking to a girl. And many times the girl has no idea why her friends are not talking to her. It just happens one day. And they begin to concentrate on it and spend all their time trying to figure out why the other girls stopped talking. It's very painful. It could be as subtle as an eye roll or a nasty face as a way to show a disconnect. Sometimes it's not allowing girls into your group or clique. On the playground, it can be in recess play, you're told you can't join a game. It could be in the lunchroom where you can't sit at a table. It could be not being invited to parties or even online getting bumped off the I am buddy list. Any way that we can show exclusion ends up hurting a girl. And this pain, again, is very, very real. Just ask any adult woman if she remembers a disruption in one of her childhood friendships, and it's likely that she can recall that very intense pain that it caused. So I want to offer hope. This does happen between girls. It's rare that I find a girl that hasn't had some sort of friendship struggle, at different intensities. The answer is not to avoid the conflict, but to address the conflict. And in my program that I developed for girls called Circle of Friends, we talk openly and candidly about the rules for friendships, rules that we establish for one another, but rules that we establish for ourselves that can be healthy. We talk about what a healthy friendship looks like and what happens when someone chooses not to treat us respectfully. There are ways to respond. It is a very real thing for girls. Again, it's called relational aggression. And if you'd like more information on how you can address it and handle it, please visit my website, susanfee.com.
Okay. So today let's get into it. Rational bullying. It happens a lot of times in high school. Uh, and then it transfer on into adulthood because most bullies, either you been a victim of bully and then you turn into a bully, or you, and that's sad, but that's normally how it happens with some people, not all. Just because you've been bullied, that don't mean you're gonna be a bully when you get older, excuse me. But it can turn you into a bully because you've been bullied all your life. And so you become the bully. But most girls, it happens to boys too, but most of the time it's girls. Rational bullying, which is referred to as rational aggression or social bullying, and it involves, it's intended to harm someone reputation or their relationship. You are trying to embarrass somebody, spread rumors about them that aren't true. You purposefully, you do it on purpose. You don't want them in your circle of friends or their friends, and so you may tell a lie to have them not be able to participate or have other girls go along with something that you're doing that's wrong. But you're intending to ruin somebody's reputation. And a lot of it is based off of lies, or just want to embarrass the person for whatever reason. So you spread false rumors, you leave them out of social gathering situations that occur probably in school or when you at home, worrying three of y'all may go to the movies together. Now you just want two of y'all to go and you're leaving somebody out, and that could be hurtful to the other person because they don't understand why you're leaving them out or why you're trying to manipulate them. Uh, and so you could become a mean girl. I don't know if y'all seen that movie, The Mean Girls. I've seen that. I don't know. It's a good movie, and it's just basically showing a group of girls, and they're the mean girls, and they treat other women different, make them feel less than, less. They don't have enough power. Research has shown that girls are more often the victims of rational bullying than boys. Both girls and boys are equally likely to be perpetrators. So it can happen to girls and boys. It's not just a girl thing, it can be a girl and boy thing. On the other hand, studies have shown uh, that girls who engage in rational bullying have worse adjustment problems, including issues maintaining fulfillment and positive relationships. So, most of the girls who participate in bad behavior are out trying to lie on other people. I call it lies. I don't know what else to say. I think when you get a certain age, you can't say they're telling stories on another person. You basically have to call it what it is. Um, but they often have problems adjusting with other people or maintaining positive relationships. So, rationale bullying can lead to isolation, loneliness, depression, social anxiety. Yet research indicate that school counselors tend to feel rationale bullying is less serious and have less empathy for victims. But that's not true. I think in school settings and high school that the counselors need to start taking it a little bit more serious than what they do, especially when you look at the consequence of how victims feel lonely or isolated, what it can lead to. Um, I think counselors need to take it just a little bit more serious, and sometimes it's hard to find out or indicate this is what it is because oftentimes it's hidden. And a lot of times it happens to friends, a group of friends that normally hang together. Well, we're going to isolate this one and leave this one out. Um, but when you're leaving that person out, you're leaving them feeling depressed, especially when they don't know what they've done wrong, or they feel isolated, or they feel lonely. And so you don't want to leave nobody feeling like that, especially when it comes to people telling rumors on other people. And so that's why they also use the term social bullying. Uh, Same thing as rationale bullying. But I want to get into what it can lead to. And I think I look at more of the side effects of it, especially when we come to teenagers. A lot of times they can't handle it, and even in the world of adults, they can't handle it. And if you look around, it's not only in children doing it, but it's all over the media with adults doing it. And it's like it's women against women. And that is so sad because you can't be friends, or you taking something that somebody's told you and you telling their business. Uh, you got their business all out, telling everybody else their business, but you're supposed to be a friend. So friends are often hard to find. People you think are your friend may not really be your friend. So I challenge everybody to do some checkmate. Make sure watch who you tell your business to, because everybody may not be your friend, especially if they're out telling information on you or spreading rumors on you that could hurt you or harm you. And most of the time it's in a group of people, or it could be over the phone, just telling somebody else your business, doing malicious. They're doing it intended as a malicious act to hurt you. Mean girls. So be careful who you share your secrets with. Uh, some secrets aren't made to be shared with everybody, and if you share them, If it comes back, you make sure whatever you tell them, you don't mind it coming back, especially if they're not your true friend, because they could possibly tell somebody and then you're going to be hurt. So I say be careful definitely with who you tell your business to. They could promise to keep it to themselves. Before you know it, it could be all over the media. Spreading rumors, gossip. And some people use the technique of rolling their eyes at, you know how we used to do when I don't want to fool with you, I just roll my eyes at you and turn my head um, when they speak. Or either they're teasing you about your appearance, making fun of you, whispering about you to somebody else, making false accusations, being deceitful, making nasty comments about you, peer pressure. And oftentimes, a lot of people find themselves stuck in peer pressure, especially during high school and on into adulthood. I think it just carries itself over because oftentimes you don't know you're doing it. And if you do know you're doing it, nobody's stopping you from doing it. Nobody's saying that what you're saying is not right. And I think what you're doing is wrong. And I think we need to stand up and start doing that more instead of listening that gossip about somebody else. Maybe you need to say, no, I don't want to hear that. I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should spread that type of rumor because that could really hurt them, especially when you don't know if it's true or false, because it definitely lowers a person's self esteem. And it's bullying, pretty much. You're just bullying them. And if you're not careful, just think when you are adults, your children learn from what they see you do. It, it's called modeling behavior. They don't do what you say, they do what they see you do. They do what they see at home or on TV. So we have to be mindful, not only in educating our children, but you have to be mindful of what you do around your children. Uh, and that's being totally honest. We are always taught to do what our parents say, but that's not what happens. We don't do what our parents say, we do what we see them doing. And so, if you don't want your child to model that type of behavior, then you have to be more cautious of what you're doing in front of your children to build a better, healthy relationship. And women, it's on TV, it's on the internet, it's all over social media, and all you see is women talking about women, and this one wanting to sue this person, and this one is. Uh, I get so tired of looking at it. I think it's childish. A lot of it is very childish, especially when you're adulthood and now you want to sue this girl for saying things about you, and they're spreading false rumors about you, and everybody looking at you funny and everybody looking at them funny, and it's a mess. But then what they say, you won the lawsuit, but then they come back months later and you out here doing what they say you do. You out here fighting. Why are you fighting? You got children. You're too old for that. You can't be out here fighting other people, other women, and you got children watching you. Wow. People have got to be more mature and grow up. It's bullying. And if you look around, it's everybody, somebody's always bullying somebody. And so that's why you see the lawsuits pending because you said this about me, or another lawsuit. Well, you jumped on me. And a lot of times it's over something silly. I say it's silly, especially when people are fighting over men or men fighting over women. You can't control anybody. You're not their parents. If they're gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat anyway. Who are you? You're not their parents. You can't make them do what you say do. You can do one or two things. You can stay with it and deal with it, or you can leave. But beating up the other woman that's cheating with your man is silly. The other woman didn't do it. Your man did it. Jump on him. Don't jump on the other woman. She's innocent. I think it's silly. Um, the other woman don't owe you. She didn't promise you anything. She don't owe you any explanations. The person you was with do. That's the one that you need to deal with, not the other woman. But I think it's sad that it's all over the media and news. And every time I pick up the paper, it's like every day you find it more and more women out here that are bullying each other. Or this one's gossiping. And I'm taking you to court because of what you said on social media. And it's just really getting ridiculous. Um, I think it's sad. And if we look around, it's everywhere. And I don't have to call out any names. Y'all on TV and social media just like me, and you hear the names flying around. Normally they're the same names. Um, so let's talk about what it does do to the victim. People are being mean and do different things, but what it does to the victim is that oftentimes the victim is left depressed, anxiety, low self-esteem. If they're in high school, a lot of times they're missing school or they feel withdrawn from family and friends, feel rejected. And what happens then? Most of them end up drinking or using drugs to cope with depression. A lot of times people will turn to drugs and alcohol, and normally that ends up with suicidal thoughts. And it don't have to be that way. Uh, you got somebody's angry, changing their behavior. And it can lead to long term emotional trauma, especially when you are spreading rumors about somebody that's not true. You make them feel powerless. And all of this as teenagers can carry on into adulthood. You leave a person feeling confused and frustrated, sad, trouble sleeping. You in high school, it could be a suddenly drop in your grades, or you fell in a class, skipping. You don't even know why you fell in the class. Your mind is focused on what somebody told somebody else about you. And a lot of people may know it because rumors spread and people are gossiping. People love to gossip. You tell one person one thing, and by the time it get back to you, it's a whole nother story. It makes you avoid social situations because you feel nobody cares. And it's not good if you are in high school that you're skipping school. So we as parents, you got to be more mindful of what your children are doing. And if this is happening to them, you've got to be the parent and step up to save them. You've got to talk to your children. You've got to gain an understanding. You got to even tell them what bullying is, um, and let them know if they are doing it, it's unacceptable. You got to listen to your children. A lot of times people are so caught up with everyday tasks. Every day I got to go do this, I got to go do that, I got to do dot, dot, dot. But we are not mindful of what our children are saying. And that's something that as parents, you got to take the time out and listen to them, because they could be telling you that they're being bullied in school, and you may look at it as, oh, well, they don't want to play with you today. It's okay. But no, what do you mean they don't want to play with you? I thought they were your friends. So you want to sort of find out what else is going on. Because if it's bullying, then that does not need to be taking place. So you got to have the conversation with your children. You got to gain an understanding of what's going on in their lives, because you are their protector. And if they are being bullied in school, then you have got to teach them to tell somebody. Tell a teacher, tell somebody they can trust, tell an adult, talk with the counselor, the principal, the teacher, somebody. Um, and it's you as a parent, if your child is being bullied and you have spoke with the teacher and the principal and nothing seems to be getting done, you as a parent, you have a right to contact all members on the school board and even the school superintendent of your child's school. So if you didn't know that, that's some great advice. If you are having a situation and your child is being bullied at school, start with the teacher, the principal, and if all else, if you got to step out to school, call all the members on the school board. That's something can be Googled in your area to find out who the members are. And a lot of times they have their telephone numbers. Find out who's the superintendent of your child's school district. Call them, have the conversation, because it's your job as a parent to protect your child and to make sure that they're going to school to learn and not to be bullied. So you got to seek help. Got to seek help for your child. And I want to give credit to Rebecca, Dr. Rebecca Merchant. And she is community outreach and education specialist in Penfield Children's Center. So a lot of this information I'm going about came from her, and stopping the bully, stopbullying.gov are some of the resources that I've used to gain information. But our children, they need their parents to step up for them, because a lot of them don't even know that they're being bullied. They just know that they feel bad by something somebody has done or said to hurt their feelings, and not even knowing that it is bullying. So instead of saying girls or just be girls, I think we need to look at it. If your child feel hurt by that comment, then no, girls aren't just being girls. If it was something done and it was intended to hurt them, then that's bullying. So that's how you know if a person is being bullied. If it's something intended, if somebody's behavior is intended to hurt you, that's bullying. And if it's intended to harm you, that's bullying. So we could be clear on what bullying is. I don't know if it's bullying or they just being mean. If somebody trying to hurt you, no, it's bullying. Let's call it what it is. Rational and social bullying usually involve hurting someone's relationship or reputation. And some of the examples, like I said before, can include spreading rumors, um, telling other people not to be your friend, trying to embarrass you in the public, or trying to exclude you from different activities that's going on that you used to be included in, little group settings. So it can be done alone or it can be done in a combination, which is it could be done with physical, verbal, or cyberbullying. Or it can be done as an incident by itself. Uh, girls are girls tend to use rational bullying more often than boys, especially during middle and high school. So parents, be mindful, have the conversation with your daughters, with your sons. Um, they're our next generation. They can't be our next generation if they can't even study in school because somebody's child is bullying them. So the next time your child is sharing information with you, listen at them. Be mindful of what they're saying because they don't know. They're just having conversation with you on something that happened today and it wasn't pleasant. So don't just brush it off as uh, girls will be girls or uh, they just being mean girls. Don't pay it any attention. No, you have to listen a little bit more. And if it's something going on, then you need to step up as a parent to try to get it resolved. Contact the teacher, or if it's not in school and you at a program, football game, or a cheerleading squad, or whatever, wherever you are, let another adult notice in charge. Because a lot of times they don't know what's happening, and sometimes it's a conversation that needs to be had. Because we got to do whatever we can do to stop the bullying. Uh, do whatever we can to stop bullying. Another thing that could be done is somebody could be sending out mean letters, silent treatment, withdraw from friends, rolling eyes, slamming books, making threats. Well, if you don't do this, I'm not going to be your friend. I hear that a lot, and you hear that as adults. Well, if you don't do this, I'm not going to be your friend. You like, whatever, please. That's a form of bullying. Um, well, I'm going to tell everybody what you did, telling your secrets. I'm going to tell this boy that you got a crush on him at school. Telling secrets, anything to shame you or make you feel embarrassed, because I don't want him to know that I have a crush on him. So those are just little examples. Um, Everybody's situation may be different. Who knows? But Just giving you some ideas what it is, how to be mindful of it. Let me see. So I say, parents, don't jump the bandwagon. Don't ignore it. Somebody talking about you behind your back. When it comes to friends, don't ignore it. Uh, I say play. Pa- I say pay close attention to what people do. Oftentimes we don't, but a lot of times if you listen, they'll tell you what they're gonna do. That's how dirty some people is. So if your friends are talking about you behind your back, spreading false rumors, or if you hear them doing it to somebody that's in your group, there are things you can do to say, look, I don't want to participate in that. I don't want to hear that about them. I don't think they're that way. So those are ways to shut rumors down. And it's okay to tell people that I disagree with what you're saying, or don't spread rumors on them if you don't know if it's true or not. So to me, when you step up, that's being a real friend. And sometimes it's hard to find real friends because a true friend would tell you when you're doing something wrong and say, that's not right. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't spread gossip on them because I don't know if it's true or not. Or why would you tell somebody that? Are you upset with them? Um, so be careful of what people bring you because they just may be a bully trying to talk about another friend. That doesn't mean you have to agree with them. Sometimes you can stop it. Voice your concern. So those are just a few tips. And we as adults, I think we need to learn to come together. We need to report bullying when we see it, ask advice, especially when it comes to bullying. Find ways for our children to express themselves in a positive manner. And I think we as adults need to do the same. It's sad that it's hard to find true friends nowadays. Are you genuine? Are you real? Or are you there for later on when things don't go your way because you're not going to agree on everything the same? But that don't mean you want to bully somebody either. So just be mindful and try not to bully people. Um, Trust is important. Teach your children to come to you as parents if they feel they're being bullied. Trust another adult, teacher, staff member, church leader, gym teacher, coach. Tell somebody. Um, Find somebody you feel you can trust to tell. Don't feel like you have to be isolated or feel alone because you don't. So be mindful, talk to your children. We don't need any more statistics of children taking their lives, adults taking their lives, or feeling isolated, depressed, mental health issues. But all this fail, you got the hotline to call. If you need to talk with someone, please reach out and get help. Don't feel like you have to deal with a situation by yourself. They got crisis hotlines at the tip of your telephone. So don't ever feel like you have to handle a situation by yourself. And I'm going to conclude this for today. And I enjoyed talking with y'all. Um, if you like to leave some comments, leave some comments. Share with your friends. If you know this message is not for you, but it could be for your friend or your neighbor's kid or whatever that may be going through, at least let them listen to it because it could be beneficial. And all else, please subscribe to my channel. I enjoy talking with y'all. Have a good day, and I'll chat soon.